Hello and welcome back to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. I hope everybody is doing well, not being murdered by ice, and trying to survive in this wintry mess we call life. Today, I have not seen anything from Rob. I don't see him online or anything, so I'm going to assume that he is unavailable once more. As always, Rob, hope everything is going well and that whatever is currently ailing you, you have a swift recovery. With regards to the game today, I was kind of scrambling, for a scenario to play. I wasn't really expecting to not have a solo experience today, or not expecting to have a solo experience today. So as a result, I kind of picked this one out of just through checking all my lists. Didn't even realize it was deluxe boards until it was we'll say too late, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. Um, and as a result, I don't know how well this one is going to go. I might as well check up on this to see on the archive if there's anything going on. And while I look that up, I do want to replay a message.
Stick to me like glue. Keep your eyes open.
So thank you very much, Chestnerd02, for the follow. I really appreciate it. As with all follows and commentary and all that during gameplay, it's always fun to get people who are interested in this or want to follow, all that sort of stuff. It's fun. So this scenario involves 4 deluxe boards, as one can kind of see just with all the thick black bars. And oh, they have that rotated. Interesting. So on the scenario archive, the map is flipped 180 degrees. In the scenario, the British are attacking a hill, and their entire objective is just getting to break the Germans on the hill. Now, this scenario is interesting, at least one, it's deluxe. Deluxe is always a little bit strange. It features some changes to the original maps. So, as an example, L1 and M1 on board. I gotta actually look at the sheet for this. Board G, G, would normally be swamp or marsh. Sorry, but they are considered woods for the purpose of today's game. Additionally, grain is in season despite the time of year. As it's been repeated a few times, May is typically, or May in the rules, does not have grain in season, so you don't have the hindrance that's provided from it, but you do pay the extra expense, and that's not the case in this scenario. So those are the two major things. All buildings are wooden. That really only affects L4, M3, and N0 on boards H, F, and G, respectively. But like I said, I really don't think those are going to come into play. Maybe M3 if I decide to use it, but I'm pretty sure M2, N2, and N1 are hill hexes. So there's not really an opportunity for those to matter. The Germans that's set up on the map, aka these 4 units, cannot move or advance on turn 1. This is very strange. It actually, to be honest, is either a very silly thing for the designers to have done, or like maybe they wanted to punish the British player in some way. I just don't understand what you were supposed to do with them elsewise. I'll try to get into that a little bit after the explanations here, but it's just a very strange SSR to include. Additionally, German units suffer tank fright, this is in quotes, and must add a +1 to all their patsy checks. So I don't quite know why they would have tank fright, but it is early war, I guess. I'll assume it has something to do at least with, excuse me, with the historical aspect of this, as well as there being carriers. Now, unless I'm mistaken, and I believe I am, which is why I'm checking these rules, the carriers may all actually have half squads in them. And I need to check this now because I guarantee I never remember that being an automatic thing. So, guns, where are the British vehicles? Also, hopefully, I'm not dropping any frames or anything. I feel like my PC needs a restart. Where are my carrier A, Bs, and Cs? Shermans, Comets, Matildas, more Shermans, Crusaders. Where are you on this list? Mark IIs. Where the heck? There we go. What page are you on? Ah, why is this so complicated? 64. I hope that's correct. All right, here we go. So, carriers A, B, and C. So, there's 3 carriers. Essentially, they all change. Technically, there's more carriers, but the original, quote-unquote, original carriers that just act as a default, there's 3 different types. But what's important is that they label them, which is really nice. So, you've got Bren, Cavalry, and Scout carriers. However, I really desperately need to know. They can only place AA counter, yada yada yada, carrier scenes, rarity factor, British notes, N, P, Q, and U. Alright, so far this is not helping me out. N, P, Q, and U. So North Africa, which is always the same, PTO, Q, which isn't used, and if this vehicle is to start an infantry crew, maybe purchase new its inherent crew. Okay, so I don't think that quite explains it. I think what they're trying to convey in the rules is that the carriers have their inherent crew is different from what you would normally find. If I'm incorrect on this, someone I would love to know because, yeah, I feel like that's what it is. Is that if you voluntarily abandon it, or if they were to survive, the crew of the carrier becomes a 248 instead of a 128. I forget what the British have. Pretty sure it's 128. 127. So yeah, so essentially they're just really they're better, which kind of makes a little bit of sense for the carriers, and also I see something about a Victoria Cross, so there's got to be an extra little something for them. So, I'm gonna try and get the action contained as soon as possible, so I'm not so far zoomed out. But that's the special rules that we have. We've got the weather. Buildings are wooden. Turn 1, German units can't move or advance, which again is quite silly. And then the tank fright and carrier half squads are 248s. Which I think, yeah, they should have said just carrier crews, but whatever. Game start. Okay, now why this is important or strange? It's strange because the German units don't really have anything that you would want to do. So they must set up on Hill 108. It doesn't matter where on this hill, but they have to set up on Hill 108. As a result, you can't really go anywhere. And to make matters worse, the objective for this scenario is the British player wins at game end if there are no good order German MMC on Hill 108. So leaders don't matter, which is always a nice little distinction. But yeah, it's really strange to say that everybody on the map can't actually move or do stuff. And as a result, this scenario is kind of feels like one of those scenarios that they could have easily cut half a turn. Just make it 4.5 turns, and you'd be fine. There would be no. I can't imagine there would be any change to the scenario structure or how everything works. And in some way, I wonder if this scenario was just designed and printed. Never mind. I'm looking at the other 3 scenarios I can see from this pack, and they all have half turns. So I legit don't understand, outside of, maybe punish the British for having a mistake on line of sight. All right. So as a result, I'm just going to dive into this, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. So turn 1 is Germans. They move first. Again, don't understand why. No weather change. Rally phase, they've got nothing to do. Prep fire phase, I don't know if I can see anybody. I'm going to make an attempt. I definitely think I'm going to see this. Yeah, I got nothing better to do. So, mortar in K4 on board E is going to try and dump some rounds into J3 on board G. We'll just hit the 2 hit. That is a hit and rate, but that is clean. Okay, that sucks. No effect, but I do have rate, and that's going to be very powerful, or hopefully very powerful. Thank you. Second shot. The range is 8. I need an 8. I'm down 1. That is a hit. 6 on 3 is a pin test check, I believe. 6 on 3 is a pin test check. So pin test check on 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, the leader pins, I believe. Nobody else has anything happen. That goes to a -2. This guy's considered fired. Again, like, this is kind of the reason why I think it's really silly, is, you set up in one spot and then the Germans go first. So I might as well do a 1 firepower up 1. Wow. Is that actually... There's no... I am 1 level above. No, there should still be the hedge. I definitely believe there should be the hedge. The problem is that is a normal morale check. We'll do sniper first. Okay, it doesn't activate. That's the thing I was worried most about. So this is the hex with essentially like the best stuff. It's a normal morale check. Leader is fine. Squad is fine. We'll heat a battle. 1 squad breaks and another. Wow, I have 2 squad break. Ugh. Okay. Well, I paid for it. Somehow on a 1 firepower. Heat a battle. That guy will. Okay, it's a good thing he's elite and British. It says a -2. He's berserk. Sick. This is probably the worst way to start a scenario possible. Oh man. All right. Well, this guy shot, and then I have an MMG here that has no shot whatsoever. This guy exists only to really like watch this, and potentially cover some hexes, so that the British can't just run around. All right. Well, moving phase, I can't move. Defensive fire phase, I mean, I can do 2 up 2. Might as well. Nope. And that's it. No advance star phase, no routes, no advance, no CC. British turn 1. Oh, do my guys come in on turn 1? They do. That makes even less sense. All right, the Germans do come in on turn 1. And this is dumb because the British can't shoot them. Like, there's nowhere for you to go. Yeah, there's nowhere for you to go that you would. So, I'm going to CX because it would be useful to CX. Same thing with these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the hedge. I guess technically I don't need to. I can just get there for 6. And then 6. And then I haven't calculated, so maybe I don't need that there either. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't care for the extra one. And then in the advanced phase, this guy has to... Everybody's going to have to CX, which is a little unfortunate. That guy can't get out of the foxhole, but these guys will be on top. So these guys are CX'd. These guys are CX'd. And then this entire stack can just blob there. Yeah, there's literally no reason to do anything else. All right, cool. So yeah, it's very silly. I don't understand why they would do the things they did, but we're living with it, so tis what tis, I guess. So British weather, they had no change. They do have to attempt to rally 2 units, so 1 and 2. One guy comes back, the other does not. We go to prep fire phase. I don't really want to prep fire, I will be honest. I could potentially with the 458 squad here that is not Berserk, but it's not really useful whatsoever. So, oh, that's true. Would I have routed them? The leader wouldn't have been able to route with them, so they were in range. I still would have gotten a squad. So let's assume they can route there. And this guy routes there as well. There is a self-rally. So it was a 4. Their broken morale is 8. So +1 down 1. It's still successful. It's really just a difference of where the leader is, which doesn't matter. So, yeah, it makes it even less possible for that guy to do anything. I might as well just skip prep fire, go to movement. In the movement phase, the Berserk guy has to go first. He will move 2 into K4 on board G. 2.5 because of grain. And his target is M4 because that is the closest that can see him. He spends another 1.5 up to 4 so far. He has a total movement of 8, which sucks because he will not be able to get to where he needs to go. 5, 6, and then 7 because he can't go into M1. That is technically illegal. I'll just shoot him when he gets here. I'll just do a 2 down 2. 4 on 2. That is probably a 1 check. Yep. He's fine. All right, and then he just makes it there. So I need to put a 1 firepower. Sniper does not activate. Movement. Now for actual factual movement here. I do want to get guys in here. That's the entire point of this group and this group. So I think my goal here is this stack is going to CX. They will go 1, 2 into L5, and then 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 into M1. There's one gang that can see them, but we'll say I'm moving individually. Everybody here would be concealed, but honestly, I just don't really care to add the concealment. They'll get spotted anyways. I don't have the time to muck about and not and try to worry about concealment and all that. Over here up top, I've got I've got a half squad with a mortar and a half squad with the MMG. Problem with having split or having paired them up is that the leader can only provide his portage capacity to one unit, so it doesn't really matter. They're kind of just going at the same speed regardless. I am going to have them go 1 onto the bridge, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 into N3. And again, I kind of need the leader to help both of them, which will get me in line of sight of N3. However, the whole reason for the MMG here is to watch for these carriers, so I don't want to waste his shot on them. They're still visible. It's just a difference of a +1 or a -1, which sometimes is important, but I don't really care right now. This squad in I4 is going to CX. He'll spend 2 to get into J4 into the woods there. So 2, 3, 4. Wow, I really can't go further unless I want to take that. Well, I did declare it. Yeah, we'll do 5, 6. IFT, that's a down 2 shot, so they are pinned. Could have been a lot worse. This stack in J1, I do need everybody... Well, that's not true. Everybody's just going to single file through K1 and then L1, one at a time, and then I'll just advance here. I don't really have the opportunity to do it otherwise. Leader in J3 is going to assault move to I4. Yeah, he shouldn't be seen by the mortar. I just really can't afford to... I need to get squads moving here. I can't have him just be broken for an extra turn. The vehicles do not have any sort of limitation on movement as far as I can see. Yeah. So, they also, I believe, are they fully tracked? Yeah. So I guess we'll start with the bottom guy. They have 16 movement, so I'm not particularly worried here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll get revealed no matter what. 5, 6. And then we'll do 7, 8. And then stop for 9, and then delay the rest. I'm gonna try and get some shots on these guys. Same thing over here. So I kind of... That MMG really causes me problems, which sucks. So they'll get into L3, and I believe if I free LOS check for concealed unit, I probably should have just not used concealment. But that should be line of sight, yeah. So I'll see it. What is the range on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, if it wasn't for it being 7 range, I would definitely take that shot. However, he's got to go somewhere. So we'll do 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. Or sorry. 8, 9, 10. As he does that... No, because this guy's pinned. Yeah, no. I think it was 10, 12, 14. Oh, shit, no. So he's going to be 12 and just stay in motion. I'm going to say I spent 16 to get there. And then my last guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess technically this is wrong because he is always CE. So it'd be half, so 2, 3, 4. No, I'm going to have him also be in motion here. I need these guys to move, and if I don't have the infantry ready to also blitz this guy, there's no point. I'm just going to lose 1 or 2 things to that's just silly. Okay, so that's it for movement. I think I can cut this down a little bit. 6, 7. Oh, that way better. All right, I'm just gonna have to work on getting that bottom guy in. Okay, so defensive fire phase. In the defensive fire phase, I am gonna have my mortar shoot at the guy who's pinned, because the berserk guy is probably going to die. That is a hit and no and rate, sorry, because that is within 6 range. So IFT, jeez. There's no plus or minus, which is good, at least in a way. But that is still 3-on-3, which is a 2 morale check. We'll check sniper first. Sniper does activate, so the morale check does break them. Pin comes off, CX comes off. Sniper goes 3-1. Yeah, I'd be an idiot not to pick L3. That's just kind of the best choice there. So there are 4 targets. So random selection takes out the bottom squad, the most worthless one. I guess technically not the most worthless one. The 248 would have also been alright losing. Okay, I had rate, so I am just going to take a second shot. I hit and rate. No. Take a third shot. Didn't break it, but I will not get a hit on that one, as I needed better than a 9. Or I should say lower than a 9. Either way. So that is first fired. Nobody else really sees anything. I'm going to just take the chance here. 2 squads are going to shoot into N5. It's just going to be to try and do something to the crew. There's a +2 for armor, unless I'm mistaken here. I believe, yeah, there's no special note on the counter anyways, so it should be a +2. And that's just not going to... Actually, there's +3 overall, but it won't do anything. I don't know if this guy can see him, and I would have to take the risk, and I'm just not going to bother. MMG is going to shoot at the guys in the orchard. That is a clean line of sight. There should be a +1 for the hedge, but outside of that, there isn't anything. And doesn't matter. That is a miss. Advanced fire phase. I mean, I might as well with the berserk for a 2-2. Nope. And that's pretty much it. Routes. In the route phase, I guess this guy might have to actually route back. Well, he does have height advantage. I don't think he has to. But he is in a vulnerable position. I might as well toss the leader. So it's 2, 3... Oh, yeah, he can't make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that getting closer to him? This and range 5. It is. Yeah, so this guy's kind of... I'm just going to leave him there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. He'll lose his concealment no matter what trying to do that. So he gets to stay there because of the +1 height advantage, I believe. I'm pretty sure you do. Hit me in the comments if I am wrong. Hopefully I am not on that one. This DM guy is in kind of a bad spot because I don't know. Is this getting closer or not? No. Alright, cool. So he gets to route into here. They are overstacked now, but... Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking they might be overstacked. Which is fine. We go to advanced phase. In the advanced phase, I am going to have... The leader is going to help out the half squad. They're going to advance into 04. Mortar's going to stay where he is. Berserks can't advance, and this whole stack goes to M2 to try and beef things up here. So let's do it like this, yeah. And then I think that's it. Do I want... So it's not my turn. I could put the mortar into N4, but that's exposed. Like, really exposed. I don't know if that would actually be worth it. If I don't put the mortar there, I will mortar on the half track. Because I don't know if this mortar, he might see this guy. I don't know if that's 100% true. I know obviously there's a line showing whenever I click on him, but you start to shorten things down. Probably, if I look too long at it, I'm pretty sure I could figure out if he could or not. I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm just going to take my chances. No CC. We go to German turn 2. In the German turn 2, weather, no change. Going to try to rally. Okay. All right. So that isn't a self-rally. Therefore, it is a heat of battle. 9, that's a problem. He's not elite, so there is a +1, which goes up to a 10. There's nothing else. Berserk. Can he see anybody? Does he see anybody? Can you see this guy? No. You can see that guy, and you can't see anybody down here. Yeah, no. So he does go Berserk, and now he's got the weirdest trek to go through, and it's his turn, so that will change, because as soon as he moves to L4, actually that's not true. By the time he gets to N1 chasing after this guy, he is going to see them, and technically them. But when he gets to N5, he'll get to choose between these two hexes. He's probably going to get blown away, but never know. So we're just going to live with it as is. Rally phase, other stuff here. This DM goes away. Rally over for the Brits. They will get their squad back. And I think that's it. Looks like it. Prepar phase. In the prepar phase, I'm just going to go aggressive here. So both squads in M2 are going to shoot into the other M2 hex. It is a +2 shot, 1 for CX and 1 for shooting into the woods. That's a 1 check on 8 firepower. Leader first, he's broken. Squad is broken. Squad is broken. And squad is broken. Okay. Or sorry, the last squad is pinned. Because that is equal to 7. And then he would have taken a pin test check anyways. So they are prep fired. I'm going to take the CX off so I don't forget. Mortar. Should have done mortar first, technically. It is going to be a tough shot on this. I'm going to try a shot on N5. If only because shooting at the motion vehicle double small and everything, it'd probably miss. So we'll take the shot. Yeah, that's super clean. I shouldn't have doubted it. British Sniper does not activate. It's a hit. That's flat, so 6 on 3 is a pin task check. Berserks can't pin. They'll take a second shot. Now gets the -2. That is enough for it, and that won't be enough for an effect. So they are prep fired. Then medium machine gun. Medium machine gun is going to shoot at 04. Screw it. I'm pretty sure that's line of sight. Yep. There's a +1. So it's 8 on 5, which might... Yeah, it's a pin test check. Pin test check. The half squad is pinned. That sucks. I don't have a rate of fire, so I will not get to finish that. 2 up 1, why not? I do cower, and then it's a 5-on-1, so pin test check, they don't do anything. And that's pretty much it. I could do 2 shots with these guys onto here. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, no, I think that's it. We'll go to movement. In the movement phase, Berserk starts moving immediately, so it goes to L4 for 2. Who can see him? The Berserks can. I know they're going to get closer. What's the distance on these guys? 4 and 5. Alright, so this guy's new target is him. So he spent 2 getting here. 3, 4, 5 into M5. Do I shoot with anybody? I don't think these guys have a shot on anybody else. So yeah, we'll take that shot. That should be fine, yeah, because they're connecting. So it's a -1 up 1 shot. So 8 flat. Cool. They don't cower, which is something I was hoping to bring up with Rutan, is that British squads don't cower, but it doesn't matter. So that didn't do anything. They will continue into N5 for 7 total. I believe that's 7 total. And then they won't be able to go anywhere else because they've tapped out their movement. I am going to have the Berserk squad shoot at them. That is a 4 flat. Pretty sure it's flat. Not going to do anything. And now these guys can see 2 different units, which is real bad. Because he gets to pick now where he goes. Other than that, I think that's it for movement, defensive fire phase. I mean, the MMG is halved. It's not really worth taking a shot at anybody. This mortar in N3 is going to shoot at the German MMG. Yeah, they just see it clean. I don't know if there's anything special on this. Smoke is on 7. Rate of fire 2. Yeah, they're kind of just garbage. That is not going to be a hit. So they will get a counter. And that'll just be that. Should have done this. Yeah, alright. Cool, cool, cool. Is there anything else to do? These guys are first. These guys are first. He did stop. I'm going to do 2 up 1. Nope. And then that's it for shooting. Or at least I feel like that's it for shooting. Advanced fire phase. I might as well do a 2 up 1 on somebody. We'll do it on the Berserks. Okay. That is a 1 morale check. He's fine. Well, it's helping out the British snipers. 1, 2, this has to go to the Berserks. They are instantly auto-reduced because Berserks can't break. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Figures that would happen. I don't think there's any other shots. Routes. In the route phase, I don't really want these guys being shot at again, so yeah, I'm just gonna stack them and have them run away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I think that's all I can really do. If I move them to M1, I'm inviting problems, and the Berserks. I just don't think it's worth it. That's it for routes, I think. In the advanced phase, I'm going to have this 248 duck out and go into this hex with the other... ooh, can I do that? If I pay... I don't think... I think I can pay the one to exit to here, but it might CX them. So they're in the foxhole, but they are CX'd. I think I'm allowed to do that. These guys were CX'd. They lose it. They will go into the foxhole. I'm going to have the guy with the LMG is going to jump in here, and so is the 8-1. And then the guy in L3 is going to go to L4. Just to kind of spread things around. No CC. We go to British turn 2. Weather, no change. Take off our pins here. Rally phase. So there's going to be a self-rally they will attempt to do. Okay, well, it's even Stevens now, I guess. So there's that. Self-rally with the leader does not get it. I'm actually kind of glad I did not try the self-rally with that leader first and follow the normal rules for things. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Any other rally phase stuff? No, because the Germans are flying so far. Prepare phase. In the prepare phase, this medium machine gun is going to... this is just like a nice grab bag, but I think I want to target... Okay, so I'll have the mortar shoot first. That is a miss. Yeah, that's a miss, no rate. Alright. Well, that kind of answers it. Medium is going to shoot at medium. Okay. That's a really good shot. Sniper doesn't activate. It is a 4-up-1. Yeah, it looks like 4-up-1. So 4 on 4 is a 1 check. They are okay. I will take a second shot. Another rate of fire, but it is 6 on 4, which is normal. Instead, they are fine. I'll take a third shot. No effect. And I don't break the machine gun. Okay. What else can I do? I definitely feel like I need these guys to get into N1. To just shuffle in here. And then pray. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll take this off. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll go to movement phase. In the movement phase, Berserks go first. So it doesn't really matter what hex I go into. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. I don't think... like, maybe the hedge still works on one of them. So I'll do it that way, but... yeah. MMG will go first, because why? Actually, no. I'll do this entire stack. So this entire stack is going to shoot. They are... I believe the +1 from the hedge would work. So there's a +1 from hedge, -1 for non-assault movement. There's a +1 for CX, and then a -1 for the leader. It's going to balance itself out for an 11 firepower flat. 9 on 11 is not good. It is a normal, alright? Didn't do anything. Cool. I am then going to declare... Oof. Do I go for the MMG? No. I have to wait on that. Because that Berserk unit, no matter what, is going there. Ooh, that's actually sneaky and kind of gross, so I will do that. So this Berserk has spent 2 to get into O5. They will then spend another 2 to get into N5. As they spend their movement points to do that, the mortar is going to shoot. As a consequence, the mortar only hits that the moving units in that hex, and it's within the range, or it's not, you know, denying the range or whatever. So that's a hit plus rate. Hiya. No effect. They did spend 2 movement, so I will shoot a second time. I will get a hit, and 6 pintash check. That doesn't do anything. The sneaky thing here is that if this 247 dies, I still have, and presumably it'll die in CC, but I have the rate of fire on there, which is really nice. I'm then going to do a follow-up shot with M4. It's going to be the same thing as before, except halved. So instead of 11, it's a 5. It's a 5-on-5, which is a 1 morale check. They are fine. These guys are funneled. I'll take a shot with the Berserker. I might as well. Such triple point blank fire -2 because he does not get the bonuses for terrain. It's same hex, so that is a 6-on-6, which is a 1 morale check. That equals, because Berserks have a morale of 10. Let me pull up the counter here just so I ain't lying. You battle Berserk. Yeah, morale 10, which really sucks because that would have been nice, and if I'd gotten like a 2 morale check, that would have been super cool. I will reveal a 248 to also take a shot. Huzzah! That is a flat shot, so 6-on-2 is a pintash check, doesn't do anything. The biggest result here was this would be a 4, and I believe this would be a 2. So he shot. Yeah, nothing else. I don't think I can really do much. So he gets there, he makes it, he survives, which is nice. These 2 units will join up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might as well. And then I will lose CX on these 2 things. I'm going to slow roll here. So assault move, and assault move. This might be incredibly silly, but if I can get this mortar to do his job and blow these guys up, then I'm at least in this hex, which is what I need. Vehicle in, what is this? N5 is going to start for 1, and these 2 squads are going to shoot. They don't do anything. He's going to go up for 2 movement factors. And then this will be 5 total for 7. I believe. His hill should be cost of terrain. Or DOTH. Yeah, 4 per so it depends on terrain, and then add 4 for each level elevation. So yeah, this is 5. Now, if I wanted to overrun this, I don't think that's possible. Overrun would be, is that 7? Maybe 7. He might be 1 movement off. Where's my overrun chart? My handy dandy overrun chart that I love so much. Yeah, I think I really need to reset my PC. Okay. So overrun is a 1/4 plus cost of terrain. So yeah, it would cost 9 to do it, because it'd be that's not true. It would cost 11. Or brush, I think, is still, no, brush is 2. Okay, so we have to think about this. Overrun would be 4. I need a counter here just so I'm not mucking things up. Allied counters, you come out, change label, MP. So you spent 7. Can I clone this? Cool. So if I were to if I were to overrun, which I don't think is possible, but if I were to overrun, it would be 4 plus 4 to get up, and then plus 2 for cost of terrain. So yeah, I'm 1 short, which is kind of problematic. So I'm going to turn him for 1. Oops, wrong way. I'm going to turn him for 1 to 8. These guys are going to subsequent. They are going to get 8 firepower up to, so that's a 6 on 8, which is a 1 morale check. He's fine. Sniper does not activate. 10, 12, 13, 14, and then 16 in motion. As a result of this movement, I'm going to have this stack shoot him. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's just a miss. Okay, maybe I can start doing this. So, Carrier in O3 is going to continue his movement. He's going to go up to N2. That is 4 for going up a hill, +1 for it being open ground, then +1 for the hedge. So, by my count, that's a 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, you know what? 11, and then up for 5. Because it's 4 plus the... So it gets me to 16. So 16 in motion here. Value back down to 0. Now this guy is going to move to N4 for 2. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Turn for 8, and then and burn all his movement, essentially doing that to stay in motion. Because there's no point. Defensive fire phase. Everybody is shot. I can do a subsequent. This is just silly, but so it's double to 4, half to 2. There's a +2 for armor, and I'm pretty sure that's it for calculations. So that is a normal morale check. They are fine. They should be fine. Yeah, they should be fine. Because it's a normal. If it was a 2 morale check, I think they would have broken, and if it was a 1 morale check, they'd be pinned, which would force them to be button up. It's a very weird edge case. Alright, so he has finaled. There's no point with this mortar trying to do anything silly. I guess technically I could do the same thing over here with this guy, so he'll try 2. That'll be a pintash check, which I believe... I'm going to double check here to make sure that is correct. I believe a pintash check would still apply, and does still happen in the normal way. So pin... Hopefully there's a pin versus... Pin, AFV. Pin results versus CE crew of a closed top AFV. Well, it's not closed top. The inherent crew of an open top AFV remains CE versus a pin, but during that play turn is subject to case D to hit and having all other fire as well, preventing him. Yeah, can't use multiple rate. Okay. Alright, well, I thought They just get penalties. All right. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just mark them. Oh, I can't even place one. All right. We'll just mark him as pinned. But essentially, the fire would be halved. He's already in motion, so there's. I think he would get half of firepower if he shot at anybody, which is not worth it. MMG in N3 is going to shoot at the guy with the mortar. I'm not going to take any chances. That is a 5-up-1, so 7-on-5, I believe, which I think is just a pin test check. It is. He's pinned, which doesn't do anything. Or, I mean, not technically, but didn't get rate of fire, so we'll just end that phase. Advanced fire phase. N5 is going to triple point blank fire halved, so 6 flat. 9-on-6 does nothing, which is kind of gross, if I'm being honest. So CC is going to be active there. Outside of that, again, I think there's just too many issues with positive stuff. So I'm going to do a 6 firepower against the guy in L4, so 6-up-1. 6-on-6 is a 1 morale check that he passes efficiently. Rally phase, or sorry, rally phase, route phase. I don't think anybody's DM'd. Yep, nobody's DM'd. Advances. I am going to risk this. I know this is super risky, but I do feel like these guys being broken and this guy really cuts down my chances on getting a victory here. Leader's going to join M1, even though I don't technically... No, I will have to do that. Never mind. Is there anything else? I feel like this MMG, I can't really move him. If I move him, he just becomes a target somewhere, so it's not worth it. CC phase, we have no ambush. No ambush is possible because of the it not being in nobody advanced, nobody's concealed. So it's a straight 2-to-1 for the Brits and a 1-to-2 for the Germans. Nobody does anything. This turns into a melee, which is also insane. We go to German turn 3. Weather, no change. Rallies, this is all British stuff, so they will self-rally, which they don't technically have to do first, but they will self-rally. I have learned my lesson. You only get field promotion. On a self-rally, it is only possible for field promotion, which also is that might be super bad to happen to that guy, because I don't believe a leader can field promotion. So that just ends up, he rallies, but it's like a dud. It doesn't do anything spectacular, which is very annoying because, oh boy. I do understand though that when you, oh, it is first MMC rally. Never mind. I was thinking of a different thing. Or I was clearly thinking of that and not what ended up happening. All right, cool. Which means that there might actually be heat of battle. Let me double check here. A15-1. Let's make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah. This process is reflected by a heat of battle DR, which follows an original MC or rally, not a self-rally DR of 2. So essentially, this guy does not heat a battle. He just rallies and is okay to do stuff. So he will attempt to rally the guys with him. He does. They come back over here. Same idea. Rally. That is also a success. That's it for rallies. We go to prep fire phase. In the prep fire, let me take off pins. And also, this CX should be off because he advanced. He did the whole advanced trickery and it did CX, so he's not CX anymore. Blah. Cool. So in the prep fire phase, see the problem here is now I can't. Well, by my own rules, I am not shooting this mortar into him, so I don't get any value out of that, which does mean that if I want to. I could shoot into this guy, which, to be honest, probably what I want to do. You know what? I'm gonna fire group into this guy. So 8 up 2, it's a normal morale check. He's fine. I'm never 100% sure if that takes away the acquisition. I'm just going to take it away, but I never really know. Stack and M4 is all going to shoot into... Oh, you know what? That reminds me. That's what I want to do in the rally phase. That's the entire point of those guys coming. If I recombine... Recombine is... It's not free, right? Same... Automatically... Same class... Occupy same location, end terrain, fanatic, half squad. I mean, I get, like, he would just go in here. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's just automatic. I always feel like there should be a dice roll to it, but it is automatic. So I will have this group shoot into O2 because, yeah, I just need to wipe some guys out. That is an 11 firepower flat. 7 on 11 is probably a 2 check. No. Wow, I was way off. It's still just a 1 check. So we'll do the 8 morale guys first. Yep. One guy's okay, and the other guy's okay. So this guy breaks. I don't think anybody's ELR'd, but I have not been checking. I don't... It probably doesn't matter super that much. No rate of fire on these guys, which is fine. And then 2 squads are going to shoot into there. They are doubled, so that's 9 or 11 on 16, which is a pintash check. They are pinned, which again can't generate the counter, which is so weird. I'm going to do the same with the guys in the foxhole because they got nothing else to do. It's another pintash check, so nothing happens there. And then MMG is going to shoot into 04. It is a 10 firepower up 1. 8 on 10, I believe, is just normal. Yeah, that's just normal. So we'll do the not broken guys first. So 8 morale, then the 7 morale. So 7 morale guy breaks, and then the other guy also is reduced. So this guy breaks, this guy is reduced. I did not get rate of fire, which again is standard. Yeah, so didn't get rate of fire, which is fine. I think that's all I can really do. Nobody can move because everybody shot. Defensive fire phase. First and foremost, we'll do mortar. Try to get this mortar to go. Mortar hits and rate. I don't know if yeah, he probably does get the round. 50 halved to a 3. That is 5 on 3 normal. He's fine. We'll shoot again. Hit no rate. No. I also got to make sure I'm not giving them fake rate of fire there. MMG is also going to shoot into him. Nope. And then 8 up 1. 5 on 8 is a 2 check. And they pass. That's disgusting. Okay. Boy. 4 up 1. Nope. That's 1 off. He doesn't really have anything to shoot. Like, I could do 1, 2, 3. I can do 1 flat. Nope. Alright, I tried. This carrier is going to shoot into K4, which I think would be... I want to say that's reduced to a 1, but I think that's wrong. So we'll say 2 up 1. No, and doesn't blow up his machine gun, which is good. That would be something silly like a 1. And I can really only shoot at this guy, so there's no point. Like this guy is a 1 up 1. I will reveal the leader because why not? Which brings that to a 1 down 2, which still doesn't do anything, but what are you gonna do? Advanced fire phase, none. Routes. Oops. Routes, there are some, but only for the Brits here. So, shit. They're prisoners. Ah. Come on. They both become prisoners. So these two guys can't go to N4. It's getting closer. Duh. Can't go to O5. Getting closer. Plus is open ground. Same as N4. They can't go to O3. Open ground. Still adjacent. They can't go to N2. Open ground. I don't think this would be open ground to N3, but they're definitely open ground to M2, and they can't go to N1 because they're open ground to this guy. Because this vehicle is in motion, it does not provide TEM. So both of these guys are just instantly surrendered. I could technically refuse them. Like I could technically take the 248 and then kill the 457. I feel like that's kind of just shitty play to do anyways. I would still have prisoners, which isn't like that's not really the problem. Yeah, I'm just going to I'm just gonna keep him. I'm just gonna keep him as much as man, this really sucks because no quarter is kind of precious here, although it is for the Brits. Would I offer a 248 first, or the half squad first, vice the full squad? I don't think so. I don't think there's a world where I really realistically offer the half squad first. I think I'm gonna kill prisoners in this one. I'm gonna reject the prisoners. So I will take out the 457, and then this guy as a result has to route, and then I'm gonna low crawl him to N1. Yeah, I think N1's the better choice. Yeah, I can't believe that actually matters now. Advanced phase. In the advanced phase, I am going to... do I do both? No, I'm just going to toss one. So I'm going to toss one squad there. He takes a task check. He fails it. He's pinned in his original hex. That sucks. I forget if they have to move together. As a result, I'm going to move these guys. I think the squad still has to take Patsy check. I'm not sure. But he passes it, which is good. So these guys are now there. There's going to be CC. And do I try to check that? Probably not. This guy with the LMG is going to go up to L3. Yeah, no, he has to go that way. And do I try to do that? Is there any... there's technically a pretty good benefit to keeping him around. But... you know what? I'll try. We'll take the Patsy check. He's fine. Also, I have to remind myself to do... this is just going to be a good reminder for me to do CCs properly. Because I think I've been doing it wrong. I think I did it right. I did it wrong for a long time. Then I think I did it right for a little bit. I might have been wrong and then started messing it up again. Alright, let's go to the CC rules here and see if I can knock the sense into me so I do this correctly. So we go to CC. in the CC phase, we'll do the easy one first. So we got a melee here. 1 to 2. No. 2 to 1. Definitely. I should have rolled them backwards. This guy dies. This guy is no longer Berserk as a result. Not necessarily the best buff, but nonetheless, them's the breaks. Where is... Guards captured. Flamethrowers. I think I am far too far. Yeah. It's probably like 14, 12. Where the heck is CC? There we go. So neither of these locations have ambushes because, you know, it has to be, again, concealed or wood/building. Just because it's a vehicle does not mean anything. I could theoretically try to capture a vehicle. That's not really going to work. So, yeah. The infantry do go first, however. So, we'll do the top one. I think it makes a little bit more sense. So, CC. I should have rolled the bottom one. Why do I always do this for me? So, CC. A half squad has a CCV value, or close combat value of 3. The vehicle is in motion, so there's a +2 to the dice roll. They do have a manned and usable gun, so nothing changes there. It is open top / partially armored, so it's -2. And this is why I should have rolled it for the other one, but yeah, should have done it for the other one. But nonetheless, that is nothing changes there. So essentially, it's +2 -2, which means there's no modifier. I needed a 3. Now, yeah, I'm stealing one of those. That's dumb. I hate this. So how this changes, or how I should be doing it, is the vehicle calculates versus the enemy CCV. Actually, yeah, it wouldn't be enough anyways. I keep looking at machine gun values rather than other stuff. So in what is this paragraph? Where's paragraph? Paragraph C or A11.5. So if the CCDR of a CC vehicle equals, it's mobilized, all that sort of stuff. Now, where is the vehicles? Does it not? Hold on here. CCDRM. AFV CC attacks versus infantry. So, an AFV, blah blah, you calculate the values of like the CMG, the AAMG, heroic rider, yada yada yada. However, all the FP is used to form odds ratios versus the defender's CCV, and I think I always default it to their firepower, not the CCV, which is problematic for several reasons. But the important part here is that the second 5 does nothing. Like because the CC value of this guy is 3, and they only have 2 firepower as a thing. So no matter what, nothing can happen there. It is only the only things that really matter is that you can have the vehicle's CC number or their firepower reduced for being in motion, or pinned units and so on. So there are certain things that do apply to vehicles as well. That's problematic, but anyways, essentially this vehicle does not get to do anything. And honestly, if I go to the other charts, Neil's charts, do his charts actually show vehicle stuff? Yeah, no, that's versus. Oh, he doesn't. It doesn't show there. Alright, that's a little silly. I feel like I would really appreciate if someone did a proper table. Well, I say proper table, but you know, a table for CC. Be the change you want to be, I guess. But a table for CC that included a note or something for stuff that yeah, stuff for everybody. I guess technically CC versus personnel, it does technically apply. Yeah, because the motion is there. So yeah, so this is technically reduced to a 1, which is then a 1 to 4 because 1 to 3 does not exist. So that vehicle's it's, I mean, he's not pinned, but because he's in motion, yeah, it goes from 2 to a 1, then 1 versus 3, blah 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 blah, which is problematic because this guy has even less of a chance. So for this one over here, we're gonna do the same thing. CC, okay. Um, so, yeah, like silly. Okay, so over here in L2, um, the infantry go first. We've done that time and time again. Um, the infantry has 5 if it's a full squad. The SMC is adding +1 to help out. So their value, their CC value is 6. We've done it before, but motion plus open top, it's a +2 -2, so it negates itself. So it's just a straight 4 when 6 is needed. So this vehicle is just simply eliminated. If we wanted to do the math on this one, let's say we roll CC. I get another 8. This is okay. CC rolls are dumb today. So this would be have to 1 for being in motion, and then have to 0.5 for being pinned. That's a 0.5 to 6, like vice versus 6, because you'd be fighting them as a stack, which is 1 to 12, which doesn't exist. You can only go to the only thing that exists is less than 1 to 8, which essentially isn't possible outside of getting minuses, which there's no way that they would be able to, so this just gets wrecked. Woof. Okay, well, we've done all this explaining, which is nice. That's it for CC. We go to British turn 3. Take off our pins. We can bring this up. Take off moves, and there we go. So rally phase, might as well try to self-rally and get something. No, he isn't spotted by anybody. I mean, technically, yeah. Do I want to keep the DM on him and move him? Actually, yes, because I might be able to throw him into O2, which is funny. So yeah. I don't think anybody else can do anything in rally phase, so he'll keep the DM, and then that's it. Prep fire phase, mortar, please. No. And no rate. That's not true. There is a hit because it's -2. Didn't matter. That mortar is done shooting. MMG, it's a 4. Yeah, that's a miss. 8 on 4 is nothing. Okay, I might have to just tap out here. Well, I mean, yeah, 2 turns left to break everybody on this. Yeah. Prep fire. 8 up 1. 1 check, he's fine. Wow. Yeah, I need to move up. I have smoke, but man, I'm gonna need to get into the habit of using smoke, especially with British troops. I don't think it's particularly useful right now, but it's good info to have. I just don't. There's something about using smoke and then like it costs their entire It doesn't technically cost their entire movement, but, you know, it uses a lot of movement type idea versus who's going to benefit from it. Do I want anybody else to prep fire? Like, I could technically have this guy prep fire, and I really want to break this gun, the machine gun specifically, but I don't think that's going to happen. This sucks. Yeah, I'm just going to go to movement. In said movement phase, 458 and N5 is going to salt move to M5. That only costs 3 to do, so they are capable. Yeah, I'm going to unload as a 8 down 1. Nothing happens. Alright. It is 4 firepower, which is good. Carrier in K5 is going to leave the hex. And do I CC reaction fire that? Am I allowed? I think I'm allowed. No, I think I just leave it be. So they leave this hex for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to declare an overrun on that guy. Boy, howdy, how much would an overrun be? What's an overrun with a British Carrier A? Vehicle, was it 64? 64. Carrier A. What's my overrun? My CE overrun is 5. You know what? Better than nothing. Declare overrun. 5 firepower. What do we got here for... What's the chart? So I declare the thing. He moves into the hex. I've already calculated that that should be 10. Actually 11. Because it's 4 plus 2. Plus a quarter for 10, and then 1 for hedge. So yeah, 11. He was at 5. So that is a legal overrun in terms of movement spending. The question is, do I have to suffer that as the guy there? So, he is overrunning, so I can't do reaction fire yet. I could shoot at him. It would be triple point blank fire with an up 2. That is just 6. Is 6 more valuable than the CCV? Probably. Yeah, I'm going to take a shot. No. So he's first fired. Then we do the whole, this guy resolves his overrun, which it does not. Yeah, he did. There's no -1, so it's just a 5. It's just a 5 flat. So 3 on 5, I believe, is a 2 check. That is a 2 check. 2 check. This guy breaks, and sniper does activate. That sucks, and that's activating against the British. This goes here. It'll just, yeah, that goes there. It goes over to N3 and then pins this guy, which doesn't matter whatsoever. So this first fire goes away, and then this, he just exists here in motion, which I guess as he does that, I'm not particularly worried about this guy because he would have to CX to go into here. Though there are other vehicles. Yeah, I'm going to wait then. Okay. 248 is going to hopscotch into N1 and then 3-4 into O2. There's literally no reason to shoot with the MMG. This guy does the same thing. 2, 3, 4. And then they've already shot, so their value is going to be lower. This carrier is going to turn once for 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. Why not? These 2 squads will shoot at him. That's a normal morale check. That does pin them. Does the armor... Damn it. Does the armor leader increase their morale? Probably does. Otherwise, like, what's the point? Armor leader. Armor leader... Always have... Okay, yeah, they do. Which makes way more sense. Yeah, makes way more sense. Put 4 residual. I'm just going to risk it. I'm not going to shoot the MMG at him. These guys are going to declare... Ooh, do I declare 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no good options here. So, I'm going to have to force this. I don't like this at all. This leader's not going to move. I'm just going to take that chance. There's no way for me to get there either, which really sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. MMG takes a shot, 5 down 2. No rate, which that's a pretty big bummer, but no rate. That is a 5 on 5, which is a 1 morale check. Pin, broken, actually ELR'd, and broken. God damn it. That's the one thing I was worried about. That might actually be... maybe not game, but if it's not game, it'll be incredibly close. And this guy, like, there's just nowhere... I might as well just bring these guys back and this guy back. There's no use going any further than that. So, yeah, defensive machine gun's going to shoot into there. It's a double halved, up 1, so 8 on 5. It is a pintash check, so we'll do the full squads and half squads. Everybody's fine. Sniper doesn't activate. He's finaled. LMG is going to... I'm going to try and snipe the carrier, so LMG takes a shot. I need to take off my residual here. So 2 hits. Nope. All right. And then the squad is going to shoot down at the guys in M5. Nope. All right. Well, 12 followed by an 11 is bad. 2 up 1. No. And then these guys will subsequent. So 4 down 1. No. All right. That was a terrible turn of shots. Advanced fire phase. 6 up 1. 7 on 6 is a normal. This guy breaks. Oh, they do get to pull that out too. All right, that's sick. So these guys are considered shots. 4 up 1? No. All right, what's up with my shots? I'm going to take it and risk it. No, because that would be a... It's a 2 firepower shot. Down 1. It's just a pintash check, which doesn't do anything to the broken guys. That's it for advanced fire. I guess technically this guy could shoot. It's what, 4 halved twice to a 1 up 1. 4 on 1 is a normal. He's fine. Sniper activates. That sucks. 3 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, I needed for the record to say that this happened twice. Where an advanced fire phase shot activated a sniper for the opponent that killed the unit that shot. So this, on a 1, stuns and recalls a CE crew. So these guys are now under recall. which is wild. Do I even have the recall? Stun. Is it big stun? Nope. I just don't have that under there. Alright, so I gotta go digging. Units, vehicle, bad things? Nope, that's under shock stun. Recall. So that guy's now under recall and is stunned. Okay, this guy did shoot. I don't have any other shots with anybody else. We go to route phase. In the route phase, attacker first. So these guys are going to run back to that forest for 3 movement, and these guys are going to move back. I don't know why that didn't grab them. Move back for 4 total. That guy's just pinned. And then this guy gets to route back into a foxhole. Yeah. Gets to route back into a foxhole. This guy has to route away. He has to leave the mortar behind. So the mortar stays behind. But yeah, he makes it to J4. I mean, he could technically go to K5, I guess, and then J5. But nonetheless, goes to J4. And that happens. Advances. I don't know if it's... Actually, I don't have any other option. So, yeah, I think I just have to put the pressure on. I think I'm going to keep... I'm going to put a 248 and a 458. Pray that they're not going to get blown away. And then... It is a -1 leader. It really wouldn't be worthwhile. Like, if I... Yeah, I think I just keep them. I think the plan here is hope that these guys survive, have this guy shoot in here and break them, and hope that I get the DM guys come back. I think that's my goal here. CC phase, none, surprisingly. And then end of turn. So, German turn 4, weather, no change. Rallies. Yeah, still haven't got a message. Alright. Rallies. I've got a self-rally with a non-self-rally unit. Oh, no, wait, they're both the crews. Right. This guy. Alright, well, I'm glad I picked him. And my 6th sense got me. He doesn't get it because foxholes don't count as woods. That sucks. Alright. And then the DM stays on anyway, so never mind. Repair. Ooh, I get the LMG back. Cool. Over here... Rally. There's a minus... It's just up 2, really. They're all 7s, so 8... No, nothing works. Cool. We'll go to, or we are in prep fire phase. So prep fire phase, I am going to do, I'm going to do 8 up 2 against this. No, all right, that sucks. I feel like that's been pretty regular. 2 up 1. 5 on 2's a normal. Passes. Heat of battle. 8. That goes down by 1 for being British. And he's elite. So he is heroic and battle hardened. So he is... he generates a hero and then goes fanatic. Which, man, that's... It's really annoying. I feel like I just want to create my own heroes for... I don't want them on these types of shots. So hero appears. That really sucks. That changes the math a lot on some of these things. So I'm going to do a 8 down 1. So it's a 1 check. So hero's fine. The squad pins, because they are heroic, No, it's a 1 check. That's a 9. That does break them. Shit. All right. So those guys break. They're prepped. And then, yeah, 7 up 1. Nope. Terrible rolls. Terrible, terrible, terrible rolls. Movement phase, honestly, there's not really any for me to do. Like I can assault move this guy to L3, I guess. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. I'll assault move him there. That's it. Defensive fire phase. I'm gonna try for a 12 up 3. 9 on 12. 9 on 12. Normal morale check. Leader breaks. Squad's fine. This guy might be screwed. Because that, yeah, if he's under recall, this guy might be screwed. He might have to become a prisoner. So that guy shot. We'll do the 2 up 2. Jeez. Pin test check. Squad pinned. That's gross. Machine gun will shoot in for up 3. Nope. Mortar does not have a shot on anything anymore, I don't think. So I need to move him. 458 only has a shot here. That's an up 3 on 4. 7 on 4 pin test check. That doesn't affect anybody. Or sorry, I shouldn't not prepped. I don't know why I'm marking prep. Huzzah. There we go. Pretty sure that's it. Or I guess technically I could do 2 flat? No. That is it, I believe. No advanced fire phase. I guess technically that's not true. I could do 2 flat. No. Routes. So does this guy see him even if he's in a foxhole? Because I don't think you're allowed to see over edges. Like if really you can see him even at level 0? Alright. That seems very odd to me. So this guy has to surrender, which the British will return the favor and just kill him. So now there's no quarter on all sides. These guys get to route, so they will low crawl. They would have low crawled anyways, but they just get to now for that anyways. In the routes, these guys can route and shall route. Nobody can enter. That's not true. The guy, well, he's pinned, but he can't stay adjacent, so he's going to low crawl to N5. And then that's it. Advanced phase, the 4, 6, 7, and L3 goes into the foxhole. He can do that because it's not a combined, or it doesn't CX him because it's not a combined 4. Guy with the LMG kind of just gets to stay where he is, but I'm going to bring him back. Because as long as I'm on the hill, it's fine. Which, again, like, I think that's a super important part of this scenario. These guys are actually going to go back. I think that makes the most sense. No CC. That's it for German turn 4. We take pins off. Take the moves out. Weather. No change. Rally phase. I guess technically this stun would have come off. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't care to use them that way. Self rally didn't get it. Or not true. Does your broken morale go up by 1 if you're fanatic? Maybe. I'm gonna say they're successful, but I don't know how that works necessarily. 1, 2, 3. One of these guys doesn't make it, but yeah, I rolled him that way. I would, yeah. All right. Should have been more clear on that one. Wow, the same roll twice. Well, I get the crew back. that actually might spell game, because I don't know how the British are going to punch through here with one turn left. So in the prep fire phase, I literally do not think it's possible for this mortar to hit here, so I'm not going to try. This machine gun, though, can see him, takes a shot. That is an up 3 shot? No, up 2 shot, sorry. Not going to hit, is rate. Second shot, not rate, no effect. Boy. Yeah, like the fact that I need to push out really hurts this. So, yeah, like I can't even, if I take a shot, that carrier can't do anything, and I kind of need him to push the hill. But if I push the hill and then he gets shot by an MMG at point blank range, he blows up. I don't even know if underbelly shot would apply. Probably not, but even still, yeah, that's just kind of crazy numbers. I think I'm going to try the 12 up 3 again. They don't cower. Actually, are they all elites in first line? Yes. So they don't cower because they're British. That is a 9 on 12 again for another normal morale check. The guy is pinned again, so I can at least potentially get something out of that. If he's pinned, then I can try to go for this guy. And then reinforcements. I think that might be it for... I think that might be it. Okay, movement phase. Hero is going to assault move into L4 for 3 movement points. I'm not taking a shot with anybody, specifically because it's a hero, and I've been jerked around by heroes too much. This fanatic is going to pay 1 to get to M1. And then 2, 3 into L5, and I'll take a shot 4 down 2. Nothing happens. And we'll put residual, but I don't think it's going to matter. This guy with the mortar is going to drop. He's just going to drop the mortar, declare CX. He'll go 2.5, 3, 4.5, 5. As he gets there, pinned guy is going to take a shot at him as a 2 down 2. 4 on 2 is a 1 morale check, and he is pinned. That sucks. So that's first fired. There's 1 residual. 4, 5, 8. Oh man, yeah. There's just nothing good. We'll wait on that guy for a sec here. These 2 squads plus the leader are going to get together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these guys will take a shot. Okay, they survived. 2 residual. Carrier starts for 1. Oh, so this guy technically has to like move first, so he starts for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 and a half, 13, 13 and a half, 14. He gets off board and is recalled. There might have been a thing that could get him up there, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. So he has started for 1. He goes up the hill. That costs him 5. He's there for 6. I can't overrun. Or no, wait, I can. I can overrun 1 hex. I do have to figure out if I want to shoot him first, and I think I do. I think I'm taking a 4 up, an 8 up 2. No effect. Well, excuse me. So 4 residual. And then I'm going to declare an overrun. If I overrun this, that's insane. I don't think it's possible for me to do anything. But on the flip side, if it's not successful, he's locked in melee. So I'm going to declare overrun and go to M3. That costs 10. Should be 10. So it's 4 for a quarter, 4 for going up a hill, and then 2 for cost of terrain. In response, this MMG is going to take a shot. 2 hits, breaks it, okay. And then the squad is going to shoot directed by a leader so I don't cower. That's a +2 down 2. It's a pin test check. They get pinned. Fuck. Alright, that is not what I need. So they are pinned. I actually don't know how that works with... I guess it's... So you're still overrunning, I think, but you just calculate the stuff differently? Pin results and effects do not affect overrun. Oh, versus passengers riders. Yeah. I think it reduces its firepower because it's pinned now. Interesting that it, okay, yeah, interesting. I don't know if that's... I think that's true, but it's weird that it's not in the chart because the pin should have the firepower. So, oh, my mouse is going wild. Okay, so we've already calculated that it was 5, which means it goes down to 2.5, I believe. Armor leader does provide a -2, but there is a +4 for the foxhole. So it is a 2.5 plus 2. Of course that happened. That's how. Yep. Okay. So it's a 4 on 2.5, which is a 1 morale check, which the guy pins. All that for that. Okay. So these guys are first fired. That happened. Technically, yeah, I should have done that. I don't know. Yeah. Nobody else can move. I mean, technically, I guess there's one other guy that can move, but this guy, the 458 here, is going to go down for 1, 2, 3, and then this leader's going to join him. I just half squad. It's probably not worth it. So that's it for movement. LMG is going to take a shot at the half track. All right, cool. Squad is going to take a shot at him. All right, cool. That's just mercilessly bad rolls. Pin squad in M3, I guess technically has to shoot into his hacks because this guy is crew exposed. So 6 up 2. He does cower. That is still a normal. Yeah, he's fine. Pretty sure that's all hunky-dory. So CC. Advanced fire phase. These 2 guys are going to shoot at the half squad. So, what are we looking at here? 4, yeah, 5 down, or 5 flat. 6 on 5 is a normal, I believe. Yep. Normal round check, he's fine. Sniper doesn't activate. So we'll just mark them prep. And then these guys are all going to shoot into there. It doesn't do anything. They're prepped. Here as a 2 flat? No. Or technically it's a pin test check. He's pinned. Doesn't matter. Cool. Routes and things. Nobody's broken on the front line, so no. Advances. So in the advance phase, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. we're going to do this. And we're going to do this. You're pinned. These guys can move up one. That's pretty much it. All right, so we go to CC phase. We got a lot of stuff going on here. So let's do the easier ones. It's a 5-2, so a 2-1, down 1. I'm pretty sure that is a casualty reduction. It's a down 1 because of the hero. I might as well. I actually don't know if because it's not a leader, so you might actually be able to target him solo, and I might as well just do that because I should have done the 1-2. Okay, well, I need to check this. Is it any SMC or just leaders? Because if it's any SMC, I would only kill the hero. But if any SMC stacked counts together, then they're both dead. And I'm trying to, considering all the other CC shenanigans, I want to try and get that right. Or not get that right, but play that one by the correct rule. Yeah. Concealment, CC, where's CC? Come on. Why am I not looking in the right spot? There we go. Mechanics. Units may attack any unit or combination except SFC as long as no one is attacked, blah, blah, blah. Any SMC in CC has an inherent firepower. A SMC may attack alone, but if it does, must defend alone. Any number of SMC may combine with an MMC or other SMC to make a CC attack and to defend, but a SMC must attack with the MMC it is stacked on top if it is to combine firepower with any MMC. The player is free to rearrange so that the change is stacked with prior to declaration. SMC defends. DC cannot single out one or more SMC to attack unless the SMC attacks with really. Yeah, okay. So no matter what, you have to target. You can't. I mean, that makes sense. But, all right. Well, so, yeah. Instead. Oh, that actually changes a lot of shit. Okay. So I roll for leader creation. I get an 8-0. This is actually problematic. So I get an 8-0. Where's my 8-0? So I get an 8-0. This 8-0 then changes the CC value here from a 2-1 to a 3-2 because it's not 6-3. It is now 5-3. So this is the 3-2, which means that the original 8 is not enough to get a kill whatsoever. And now this factors as 1/2 instead of a quarter. Either way, that would be a kill. So this reverses, and these guys just die, which is absolutely nuts, but somehow to be expected. Over here, we have ambush chance, so we're doing British and then Germans. Both sides have +1, but the British do have a -1. Regardless, it'd be an ambush for the Brits. So they are at. I don't think it. I'm pretty sure they do not get +1 for each instance of CX, but they are running at a 2-1 as well. So they are not gonna get a kill. I might as well stack this guy with the entire group at this point because there's a +1. So if I'm at 4-9, yeah, it's one. No, it'd be 1/4. Yeah, I'll do 1-2 versus the squad with the leader, which is the 4-4-7. Didn't get anything. Okay, so that flips to this. That pin will go away eventually. Can I not? I'm just gonna put them on top. There, it makes more sense. I'm gonna put this to the side. Cool. And then we got this. So this is also a wreck. There is no ambush, but I do, as the Germans, I do get to choose what I want to do first because there's a vehicle involved. The vehicle, unfortunately, is like very useless, but it can absorb an attack. So the question is, do I want to do a 4 CCV against the vehicle, or do I do a 1-to-1 versus a half squad? And I think I'm going to take the half squad. Shit, I should have gone for full squad. So they will lose a half squad. Then the British squad will attack at 1-to-1. They won't get it. They were also CX'd. So I should have done, if I remember the CX, yeah, I would have done that. Either way, it doesn't matter. Then this vehicle gets to go. They are at, they will be at a halved firepower. So they're at 1-to-4. 1-to-4. I don't think there's any other modifiers outside of the leader. Actually, that's a really good question. If there's an armor leader, does a armored leader apply a modifier since they are technically attacking alone? They maybe armor leader. It goes to show that because my armor leaders die all the time, I don't get to use them in CC. Can we use only to modify? Yeah, okay, they do get it in CC. So this would turn the 5 into a 3. Which they're... Sorry, right. They're using it against... It's against the CCV, not the other stuff. So it's 1-to-5, which is a 1-to-6. Because you defend a full value, and pin should not change the CC. I don't think it changes the CCV for that purpose. So because that vehicle is pinned, their 2 goes down to a 1. 1-to-5 doesn't exist, so it's a 1-to-6. So they're 1 off. I think I'm doing this right. Hopefully someone can correct me if that's not the case, but I think I did it. I'm doing that right. So that turns into a melee. And then we go to German turn 5. And that might be where this ends here, because I don't know if the Brits can win. Weather, no change. Because I just have to hide units, essentially. And, like, roadblock enough units, and it's it. Try to repair. I get the machine gun, too. That's bad. That might legit be game over. Prep phase. I mean, these guys don't need to do anything. I can shoot. It's not gonna matter. Yeah, I can just run away with these guys. LMG is gonna target the vehicle. Nope, that's been far too common. And if I shoot with the squad, I think that collateral would hit everybody, so I'm not going to shoot. 8 flat. 6 on 8 is a 1 check at least. Leader's fine. Squad is not, and that is game for sure. I can't do anything if I don't have this squad. MMG shoots at vehicle. That's definitely a hit. 2 kill. Not what I need. No rates. Doesn't matter. Go to movement. Squad is going to assault move to L1. These guys are going to stack and go 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Did I take off pins? Yeah. Defensive. Nothing really. I don't think I can shoot this guy outside of text. I don't explore this option enough. I don't think it matters. Advanced firing phase none. Routes. These guys route back to 4. Doesn't matter where they route realistically, but I'll just do that. Advances. None that I need to do realistically. Like if I really wanted to, I could do yeah, no, it's just not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. CC phase, I mean, I'll do 1 to 2 versus 1 to 2 down 1. You've got to be kidding me. 1 to 2 down 1 because of CX. That is a casualty reduction. So random selection, or they'll go as well, and they're on a 2 to 1 flat. They will also get a casualty reduction. So random selection, leader squad. Leader takes it. Wound check. He's just regular wounded. These guys are halved. Yeah. Over here, squad 1 to 1 down 1. No. And then that squad will shoot back. They won't get anything. And then the vehicle will do his thing. That will be a kill. Because now it's 1 to 4. Actually, it's not a kill. It's a casualty reduction. So that's reduced. And now it's impossible to lose as the Germans. Because this carrier would have to overrun 5 hexes. Which it can't do. Like if we do this, we do weather just because that would have been really nice. What do we got? No weather. Self rally, they get it, and then rally over here, they don't get it. So at this point, yeah, I think it's fair to say that I can call it. I would need this vehicle to move and survive multiple things. I guess I could technically move and not overrun, which is true, but does not get me anything. And these guys are stuck. So, like, if we role play it, like, let's say this guy starts for 1, 2 hit, that hits 6 might be a kill. Yeah, that's actually a kill. Or, sorry, it's not a kill, it is hull immobilized. So, yeah, it's the same, basically the same thing. He gets immobilized from the MG because it's an equal. Or sorry, it's a stun. Even worse, realistically. Because he could technically move, but not anymore. So he gets stunned. Which means they can't move, they can't shoot, they can't do anything. So they're just stuck there. Did I get rates? No. So, oops. So he's first fired. And then what can you do to get to affect these guys and these guys? Like, he can't CX, so bypass 1, 2, and then 3, 4. I'll take an 8 down 2. Towers, it's a 4 on 6. It's a morale check of some sort. It's probably a 2 check, actually. 4 on 6, yep. Specifically a 2 check. So this guy breaks. He's considered final, and then that even less of a chance of anything to happen. This CX goes away. This CX goes away. They're still in melee. This guy's stunned. These guys can technically ditch the MMG. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I CX'd 6, 7, 8, and then they'll take a 4 flat. Didn't matter. So even under the best circumstances, I still can't touch 3, 4 different stacks. So GG's. Honestly, quite close to having gotten a victory, but I do think that I got really good luck with the British in some contexts and uh, not with other stuff. I definitely think that giving the Germans the first attack is giving the Germans the first move really seems stupid. Um, I don't see what the point is in giving the Germans move if they're just going to start off board and get to move onto a map that the British can't shoot back on. Because there's no position for the British to set up where they can affect any of, say, like these hexes. Just not possible. I you know the British have to set up 2 hexes from the south side. Is it? I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 hexes from south side. Uh, South or west. Okay, so technically you could also start on this side, and I guess in that context you could technically affect L3, but that's a I can affect it, not do anything else to it. And sure, I could have potentially put some British units here to, cover this area better, but realistically, because the Germans also go first, they set up after the British. So you can set up the machine gun to be in a better spot than I had for, a fully southern attack. I definitely think I a little silly to not have noticed that this mortar hit J3, so got a lot of free shots essentially from it, especially with the rate of fire. And the Germans got some good shots in those cases where the big shots really landed home. So yeah, this scenario feels closer than it was. I mean, technically it still is kind of close, but it feels like the scenario without without a lot of luck on one side or the other is a lot closer than I might initially believe on this playthrough. That being said, not a bad scenario. I don't know if I know I've played 1 or 2 scenarios from this pack so far. I don't know if I would necessarily be recommending this pack yet. Um, Pretty sure. Have I played other scenarios from this pack, or am I thinking of a different one? 1944, 42, 45, 43, 44, 41, 42, 45. Really? None so far. I must have been thinking of a different pack then. Well, I mean, so far, Design Pack 6, not bad. I do think, though, it would be nicer to write that the carrier A's can abandon, or if they abandon their vehicle, exist as 248s rather than 127s. I wish that was written better. It's probably the only thing. Unless I'm being silly and those carriers have inherent hack squads that they can dump out for free, but I guess I need to go over the rules again because I did not grok that. And if I look at the scenario card, no, they're not marked as squads. So, and that would at least give you 1 squad. So theoretically, you would assume that the scenario card or the scenario archives would say squads 10 for vice 7. So, actually, that's not even. Oh yeah, no, that's 7. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just not understanding this correctly. Is there anything in the notes here? Yeah, they have a firepower BMG main armament can be repositioned as an AAMG, whatever. As long as the A counter exists, yada yada yada. You're giving up rate of fire. Carrier rarity factors. But other than that, tracked armor common, originally designed. I don't think there's anything in this text that'll say they always they're always considered. Carriers were also used in the scout troops of the Infantry Division Wrecking Regiment CU vehicle, British vehicle note 51. Yada yada yada. Yeah, I think I feel like my assumption here is correct that the crew, if is exposed or not exposed, but if the vehicle is eliminated and the crew survives, then they exist as a 248, or you can simply abandon the vehicle. Which realistically, like those vehicles, the carriers aren't really that great. They're great for movement, but otherwise, um, yeah, I could see maybe like the British side like drives the carriers into K1, J1, and then you voluntarily abandon the vehicle there. And then from that point on, you've got like 3 half squads that can attack from the rear. Not necessarily a bad idea. But that's probably the only thing I can really think of to do with them safely. I guess technically, like when I had the vehicle here, I could have driven them to N4, dropped off, and blah blah. But yeah, it's a tough scenario to figure out as the attacker. I think that's where the biggest difficulty would really come from. Um, Unless like the German player really just doesn't get lucky and fumbles line of sight, that I could also see being possible because of all the hedges and all the orchards and stuff. But nonetheless, not a bad scenario. Um, I really don't know what's going on with Rob, but I hope everything is okay. Um, I know some things for some people, not that I know where Rob lives, but I know some things for some people have been pretty tough as of late, especially these last 3 weeks. Um, sometimes things just happen to skew political on this stream because we exist in society and all that. But I do want to say fuck ICE. Um, I don't want to mince words with shitty ass organizations that murder people for absolutely no reason. And if that's somehow a line in the sand for some people, then I don't really care for those views, anyways. So I hope that anybody who's currently existing under that tyranny or form of tyranny can find some solace in their communities, with their families and friends, and I hope that we all come through this just a little bit stronger. I hope to play Rob whenever the next chance is, whenever that chance may be. I really want to see us play Denant. I was looking forward to it, and I'm still looking forward to it because Rob is just a real fun guy to play against. And yeah, keep the positivity going where possible. I will be playing Rutan on Saturday unless something comes up, and we should be playing another British versus German scenario, barring any crazy events. So until then, have a lovely week. Stay warm, stay safe, stay in good company, and I will see you later. Bye.